All right, folks, we've made it to the end of our draft season journey. Tonight is the final ship chasing live draft stream. Pat and I are heading to Vegas tomorrow night, but we're going out with a bang. We have dear friend Bickering and Chief Michael Leone joining us, along with, of course, Ben Gretsch. We're doing an NFC draft tonight, mixing up our platforms, a 5-day draft. This is a siloed 12-man league. No tournament discussions here. How are we doing tonight, fellas?
Yeah,
good. It sounded like you were underwater for 90% of that. I don't know why.
At the very end, how are we doing? It sounded good. Talk some more.
It sounded great for that.
I'm underwater?
Yeah,
you sound great now.
That was weird.
Okay. And not Penny's boat. Yes, all right. Am I back? I'm back. All right. So, Mike, why don't you tell people the settings here, because people might not be familiar with the NFC settings.
Yeah, it's 1 quarterback, 2 running backs, 3 wide receiver, and a flex, full PPR. There's some favorable scoring towards quarterbacks, 1 point per 20 yards passing instead of 25, and 6 points per passing touchdown. So it mitigates some of the upside of the rushing quarterbacks there. So unlike FFPC, though, you don't have the 2 flex, 2 wide receiver, where if you're shallow at receiver, you can kind of get away with it sometimes. If you get lucky and hit on your running backs, you don't really have that out here. You really do need to be pretty strong at wide receiver, which if you've been watching ship chasing all season long, that kind of suits our game well.
Yeah, but we're starting. Who are we starting? Patrick Mahomes, right? You talked about, and then Najee Harris at the 1-2 turn. Is that the?
You got to adjust for the scoring settings. So.
Yeah.
Crane and I had a staring contest over bluffing over Najee Harris, where I said we should take him at the 1-2 turn, and he said definitely in play at 301.
Yeah, wasn't bluffing on my end.
So how many you guys have, Pat and Mike, you guys have been drafting on here a decent bit this year, right?
I've done a few of the NFFC, the online championships, which is like the equivalent of the Football Guys Championship for, we're usually FFPC heavy. It's the exact same thing, just for NFFC.
Gotcha. And what would you say, other than the obvious kind of settings differences that you laid out, any other kind of big differences or trends you notice in ADP relative to FFPC?
The quarterbacks, I think, go too high, even with the scoring being in their favor. People don't really like to draft tight ends in these leagues. The tight ends ADPs are way down, both the elite tight ends and the guys later, which I still think, it makes sense to grab an elite tight end then at a discount, even though sometimes you're in round 10 and you're like, oh, I could have grabbed, this sleeper that I really liked in round 10 because no one's drafting tight ends. So that's a pretty big difference. I feel like the running back thirst, at least in the online championships, is about the same, and it shouldn't be because of the settings. Now, in a sharper draft like this NFC Ultimate, I don't know if that'll be the case.
Leone, they want you to flick off this show big sticker thing above teammate.
Really? I'm kind of enjoying it.
Yeah. Well, eventually it's going to be covering up the names, but for now, yeah.
I'm toggling it and it's not doing anything.
Well,
leave it on for the first 4 rounds or so, and then.
When the guy gets drafted, I love that. Why would you want that turned off?
Because they're saying it's going to cover up the board, but I'm on Team Big Sticker. I'm just giving in to my boomer side here.
How else are we supposed to read the board, guys?
Yeah, I mean, seriously.
Well, Eckler goes. That was some discussion we had, was Eckler versus some other running backs at the turn. So I guess it's a decision we will not need to make.
Yeah, why do you think Eckler goes so early over here?
I don't know. You just full PPR scoring, the perceived safety of Eckler.
Yeah, I think the Tyron Johnson thing was low-key really good for Eckler, where
it doesn't matter whatsoever.
If Keenan Allen were to miss time, I think Tyron Johnson was this guy that had the best.
He couldn't make the team, Ben. This is like Davis trying to tell me Cornell Powell being cut was good for McCole Hardman.
Wow, finish the take.
We haven't even got to our third pick, and we're already bickering here. So this could be
a tough run for us.
That's a gross pick.
Yeah, that was a tough run.
That was a very tough run.
So the backs here, we're probably into the backs. There's JT and Barkley.
Why not? Ridley's off the board for you?
I don't think he's off the board. I think we would kind of said we might go one back, and then if Mr. Kelsey here lasts, like I think that's who we wanted was Travis.
Gibson goes.
I'm going to queue up Kelsey. I think are we all united on Kelsey here?
I think Kelsey for sure, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel good about that. It's tough between Ridley and getting, like, especially Saquon. The news this week has been pretty clear that he's good, right?
Leone, what are the typical, like, type of wide receivers that are available when we pick next? Because obviously we're used to the 3-4 turn.
Usually one of AJ Brown, Jefferson, or CeeDee Lamb's there, but Ben had shared a draft with us where that wasn't the case, so it's not guaranteed. And then if that doesn't happen, you're looking at like Keenan Allen, really the Keenan Allen or the next tier guys. Yeah, I'm going to take Kelsey here. Okay.
Yeah, let's do Kelsey. I mean, if that's the caliber of player we can get with the 3rd round reversal, I definitely am pro JT or whoever else. What other running backs would it be for you guys? Barkley.
Right.
Yeah, it would be JT or Barkley.
I moved Barkley back ahead of JT personally because of just I had him back to back 4 and 5 all offseason basically. But the news that like he's seemingly fine, right?
Yeah. I'm good with either of those.
I have a slight lean for Barkley, but he is like super volume dependent, obviously. But you guys can pick this one. I have
a slight lean towards JT, but I don't have a strong.
All right, Ben, break the tie, or Peter, break the tie.
I have a slight lean toward JT, I think.
So we have 2 towards Barkley and 2 towards JT.
All right, 10 seconds. I'm going to go JT here. I'm going to give it to the Ship Chasers, home field advantage.
I mean, it's very close. I don't know.
It's very close.
I'm very comfortable drafting Jonathan Taylor always.
I think maybe the overall ceiling's a little lower just because he's not going to be able to match Saquon's receiving ability. But, we don't have the health issues with JT and that offensive line. And, like, his efficiency is just – like, I hate to bank on efficiency at the running back position, but, like, it's going to be good. So I was – oh, yeah. I didn't mention that. Yeah, you brought up a comment about don't have to worry about week 14 bye. I actually don't – I think – it's just like weeks 15 to 17 of the playoffs. Something I should probably
just cumulative scoring for the teams that make it into the playoffs.
Let me double check the playoff. I'm pretty sure that's what it is, though. We're like week 14's an all play.
Shiv, we like quite literally flipped a coin. I don't think we have anything against Saquon Barkley there.
Yeah, there's no issue whatsoever with taking Taylor there. I think maybe if we had known that none of the receivers were going to get there, one of the interesting discussions would have been with the way the tight ends fall in these rooms if we wanted to go both Saquon and Taylor, which I've done a couple, but I don't love. It's pretty fragile. I do really like getting Kelsey there.
So the top 4 teams advance to the championship round. It's weeks 1 through 14 is the regular season. Championship round, it's a point chase, though. Weeks 15 to 17, and your average from the regular season counts towards that.
Gotcha.
So your average regular season score is 25% of your playoff score, and the 4 teams that make the playoffs, best head-to-head record, then most total point, and then the next 3 spots are total points.
That's
I actually like their setup a lot.
How often because you guys have looked at more of these boards, we see 2 teams start wide receiver here, still fairly abnormal for FFPC drafters. Do you see a lot more of that in this format?
I think with the Sharps, the Sharps have converted to the wide receiver heavy drafting. If you're doing that's the one thing in the draft boards I've seen, like doing the 350s, it seems like it's a lot more running back heavy than some of the upper stakes ones here. So I'm a little nervous what drops to us. Like Ben said, like probably want to kill or Waller drops. So it's a little bit like, I think Kelsey was the right pick, but you might have to pass. You might have to pass on Kittle at 3. You might have to pass on Pitts at 4 or 5.
Yeah. Matt wants to know, are we still okay to lust over other teams in this format? Absolutely not. Okay, the eyes are up here. You guys do this, you fall in love with these teams, and they'll burn you. Every time in the 4th round, they'll take a pick you hate. So just keep it in your pants. Stick in this monogamous relationship with the ship chasers, and no, we won't let you down.
Pretty shocked that Saquon is still on the board here.
Yeah. That is pretty wild. There you go.
All the way back to 208.
Zeke owner is just doing backflips right now.
Yeah, I mean, he got a better first round running back than his first round running back. Nothing, Leone? Nothing.
I don't like Zeke. There are these guys that I just don't think it's as egregious as you guys do, and then that turns me into me loving them because you guys are just so confident.
That's what happens on these shows. Like, I barely preferred Chase Edmonds to Noah Fant, and now I hate Noah Fant, and I love Chase Edmonds more than anything. That's
I heard that got testy.
Do you know what was so funny? I was thinking about that, Pat. I remember I drafted Noah Fant on my Pros vs. Joe's team, and I remember when I said I was going to take him, you're like, yeah, that's fine. Like, you just didn't even care at all, and then you're literally screaming to draft Noah Fant a few months later.
Yeah, that's how it goes, man. Draft season. Welcome to draft season.
So Waller goes, definitely makes the the Kelsey pick. In hindsight, more fun.
Yeah, so I've got 3 receivers that I like here, and I'm hoping one of them lasts, but your tiers might be a little bit different. I don't know how coy to be here. I'm sure one of these guys is watching us. All right, Mixon, that's a good pick for us.
I need to say it. I fucking love these stickers, man.
Pete, did you ever get an iPhone? Do you have the non?
Okay.
Oh God, I love that. Keenan's
No.
a good pick, but I like the other 2 better. I was gonna say, do you have the big font on your?
Okay.
I don't.
So
Let's go.
Here we go. Here we go.
So yep, we're all on board here. Robert Woods is just the safest.
Crack Rock commandeered the stream.
AJ Brown, lock it in, correct?
Yes.
Yes.
For me.
Oh my God. Yes.
Okay.
That's a nice start, boys.
It's huge.
That I feel a lot better. It's one of those things you obviously don't know what's going to happen, but you certainly feel better with the first 2 picks if the 3rd pick falls like that.
Yep.
Yeah.
God, that was huge.
When Jefferson went to Team 6, I really thought our odds were pretty slim.
I did too. If even getting Lamb, who would have been a really nice pick there as well. Still got to like Brown a little more personal. I mean, I think for all of us, the fact that the only receiver that went in the last 5 picks of the 2nd round was Keenan Allen was a nice little run out.
I know this is a super obvious point by this point in the draft season, but finally being in a draft with 3rd round reversal like this, I mean, really driving home how desperate it's needed in a year like this where Christian McCaffrey has such a massive advantage.
100%.
So this is where, based on how this room has started, I don't think we're going to get lucky, but we got to set our draft preferences. And part of the reason we wanted, with the 3-round reversal that Peter was just talking about, there's a receiver tier at the 4-5 turn that sometimes drops off. So you're kind of hoping to get 2 guys from that wide receiver tier, especially with going.
There's a lot of piss on the right side of the board right now, though.
Yeah, I mean,
it's not helping.
We're going receiver no matter what.
I told you guys always fall in love with this teammate start. who's drooling over it now?
I did tell you the quarterbacks.
They go early here.
Allen, wow. But you agree, Mike, that's too early even with these settings, right?
Yeah, that I think there's an overreaction to the settings. The Mahomes Tyreek stack, I wouldn't have done it. I think that's a little bit better than Allen has so much upside, but with the passing statistics what they are, Mahomes is he's gonna be pretty dominant. But I think anything in 3's early. Like maybe I'd shift from 5 to 4 somewhere, but I don't know.
Yeah,
I couldn't have done it there.
Team 10 has the nice start, but I would never say that. That's just things other people are saying.
Okay, now this is where I flood the queue with receivers and just kind of hope that 2 of them last. got my
Put Amari at
guys.
the top. The guy at the top always goes first, so put Amari at the top.
I do not get like there's another thing like this. I get why you like Lamb more than Amari. I don't get why you have like a rather gargantuan gap between.
Did you used to get that? I feel like you used to think that they should be right next to each other.
I do think they should be right next to each other.
Okay.
But I completely understand preferring Lamb. I don't get like having.
Thank you for putting him top of the tier.
You wouldn't have taken Amari Cooper at 4.5.
I obviously would have.
4.5.
I'm just saying.
4.5. What do you mean, dude?
I was like, okay.
Oh,
He means a turn.
yeah. I mean, that would be an absolute smash.
Amari's just become the fade for me in this passing game. He's priced way up. He's had some.
Yeah, same shit you said last year, and he would have set the world
I've been taking a
on
bunch
fire.
of Amari.
Me too. He's way too cheap.
I'm taking a lot of Gallup. So.
Oh
if
my
Amari
God, I'm
blows
taking
up,
so much Gallup.
Me
I'm
too.
concerned with how much Gallup I'm taking.
I have more Gallup than Lamb by a lot. I have not gotten a lot of Lamb.
If this
Lamb's
offense,
been hard to get.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's basically in between these tiers. Like I wrote that when I did my tiers article that like I put him in the same tier as DK and AJ Brown and Jefferson and all those guys. You can't rank him higher. You can have him ahead of everyone else if you want, but you basically have to be in position to take Lamb at that spot where those other guys go, or else you're taking like Brown, or Jefferson.
so you just said Lamb goes in a tough spot to get exposure to him, and so your reaction to that is you're going to make Amari Cooper the fade in the passing game. So that makes sense.
No.
This is fun for me. Normally, I have very good familiarity with the FFPC draft room. I normally have the Rotoviz Command Center up. I'm like bare knuckling this. I'm relying all on my my knowledge here of who's off the board. So Leone's gonna have to rely on the.
I got my ranks here. I can give you some names if you ever need them, or at least in the chat.
I think I'm probably good through
Yeah,
like
definitely
11, 12 rounds, and then it might get shaky.
Yeah, I mean the queue, like no surprise, is just getting absolutely ravaged right now.
That's what happened. It's so tight. Like Lamb goes exactly where Lamb goes. Oh,
Leone, why couldn't he fall?
That's
One time.
good.
One time,
that's
Mike
super
Davis.
good for us. I'm pumped about that pick. You guys think I'm taking Mike Davis at the 4-5 turn here?
Yeah, no, I don't. I think you're taking him at the 3-4 turn.
Damn it. Kareem's on to me.
Leone, I don't think I ever heard from you. Did you adjust Mike Davis's rank or projection following the Ollison release or the Gallman signing?
I think I brought him down a little bit on the Gallman signing, but I've always been my case for Mike Davis has never been that he's going to carry the ball 20 plus times a game,
Yeah.
So,
but that's interesting to me though. But your take is that Gallman is more of a threat to him than Ollison was.
I think probably like in terms of overall work, like over the course of the season. I mean, like Allison's clearly not good. They had nobody on the roster. I mean, they cut the only guys that were there during the offseason. Mike Davis is the only one that survived. I mean,
yeah, it is pretty nuts.
I like Tim's point. What about after the Latavius signing? What if he lands in Atlanta?
Oh, baby.
That would be not very positive for me.
God, he probably wasn't getting all the way back to us, but
Ben, can we book
forward.
Amari Cooper versus DJ Moore?
No, you've already tried to do that multiple times this offseason. I've literally written, I think, in more scenarios, Cooper outscores it. But Moore's the better pick.
You could make a progressive bet then based on the difference in fantasy points scored.
All right, you draw that up and we'll bet it.
$1 per point.
Send it over to the lawyers.
I will bet you absolutely just for the shits and giggles, just for the content, just for the bid equity.
$1 per point difference. That gives you your progressive upside there.
Yeah, you're right. Let's do it.
All right, booked.
Wait. $1 per. Let me. I don't even know what I'm doing. All right, fine. Let's do it. Let's do it. $1 per point difference.
Some of that Substack
No injury. You put no injury clause in that? Oh my God!
Right.
Whoa! Oh,
I mean,
damn it!
That was a pipe dream, right?
Yeah.
Does he normally fall to 4-5?
He makes it there sometimes.
Yeah, he normally falls.
This room's slanting a little wide receiver heavier. I was hoping we'd kind of keep the quarterback thing going, and it hasn't happened.
Maybe not an NFC. He does it FFPC.
I really thought maybe people would jump on that and we'd see Kyler going this round. Oh man, one guy I have in the queue you guys agree with, and one guy you definitely don't agree with.
Oh, I'm excited to argue about that. Ooh, I'm excited for that. Was Adam Thielen the guy that we didn't agree with?
No. It was the guy that we talked about in our pre-show.
I have 3 guys in my head, and I'm guessing one of them is not one that Leone has in the queue.
I've got 3 guys in my head as well.
I think 2 of them are in the queue, and one of them is definitely not in your head.
No, Ayuk's not in the queue. I know you guys are all thinking it.
Can I ask the question of why Ayuk's not in the queue?
This Ayuk thing has gotten out of control.
Not at this spot.
This is where he's been going all offseason.
Yeah.
He was going too early in the offseason. Now he's going way too early.
I just wrote some stuff in chat. I want some thoughts on the chat stuff.
Okay. So I've got my 3 guys are all there. DeAndre Swift, Julio Jones, Jamar Chase.
Okay, we're not going to include Ayuk or Claypool in this discussion.
I have them in the chat.
Or Judy.
Judy is my number 1, and then Ayuk, Chase, Claypool.
You said you had Chase ahead.
But I think I would take Swift.
Swift is very interesting to me.
Swift is my number 1, and then Judy.
I think I'm Swift Judy as well.
I'm Swift Judy too.
Judy over Chase?
Welcome to 2021.
You could talk me into Chase.
Well, I mean, just like the pass volume between the 2 offenses, the quarterback talent between the 2 offenses. Chase was a better prospect than Judy. I mean, it's like checks across the board.
You can talk me into Chase too. I had Chase ahead of him at a point. I moved him back because he's just falling.
All right.
A little bit of ADP
reaction. We go Swift, right?
Well, we could go Judy Chase if we don't want to go Swift.
Leone,
I want
to
go
do
Swift.
if we weren't here?
I think Swift is a smash.
I would take Swift Chase.
Okay, and we're all Swift Judy, so we're gonna take Swift with this first pick.
I would take Swift Chase, and I would have Julio before Ayuk and Judy.
I'm fine with Chase.
Julio.
I'm fine with Chase if that's.
I'm also fine with Chase. I don't have a strong.
Wait.
Opinion.
I just passed on Chase in the 8th round. Is Henry trolling us?
He's an RTS.
He's talking about
that's not going to happen here.
Okay. I was like, if he's actually if any of these guys have a chance to get back, then I want to push that guy down.
I don't think either's coming back.
I don't think anyone we're discussing is
not in the sharp ring.
All right, I'm fine with Chase over Judy.
It is a 3-on-1 that Leone just flexed his muscles, went crack.
I was gonna say, I thought we were gonna maybe have a little more conversation. Yeah, Leone, when I said it, just pressed.
You like crack. I think I don't know.
I all
felt
said
like
we're Judy, but our final Chase. Leone's
okay,
like, that's good enough for me. Oh, hey, look, Judy.
What? Like, am I wrong? Like, doesn't Chase beat Judy across the board and everything you want to look at?
Except for one key thing is he's a rookie versus second-year receiver.
Yeah.
I mean,
that's a big one, and that is one against.
This isn't a dynasty league.
But
I
as
don't know
far
if
as
you read the rules,
the team pass volume, like Teddy Bridgewater throwing 5 times less per game than Joe Burrow. Like, I mean,
Ben turned into a boomer in the 5th round. It's so
the best
early.
part about that comment is that's an evergreen comment on most of our drafts. This isn't a dynasty league.
Oh my god.
Gotta lean into it. Dak is QB3.
Yeah. It's one of those things with the Chase Judy thing where I was taking Chase ahead of Judy, like no questions, and then the ADP flipped, and then I started taking Judy ahead of Chase. So I don't have like an actual strong take on like why one should go ahead of the other. I just followed the market, tried to get a lot of exposure to both. The easy way to do that right now is to take Judy first.
Yeah. I guess that is one I feel pretty strongly about.
That's exactly why I updated my ranks too, because you could sometimes get Chase a whole round later. At a certain point, a month ago, it was flipped. Chase was going a full round. Like
exactly.
Judy was still going a round further back. He's moved up. Chase has fallen back now. It's very interesting.
This is a really good question here. And again, I'm not Monday morning quarterbacking it, but just,
Yes.
recognizing that. I think we would take Ridley knowing that, right?
I would lean that way too.
Yes. I'd rather have a solo Swift.
Yeah, for sure.
Why is Swift falling there? I mean, we literally just got the news today from Dan Campbell that he's going to be 100%, like, good to go. That, removed a lot of the concern I had about the groin injury. I mean, but even with that, like, you don't in other formats see him go after Mike Davis and Carson and Robinson. I guess he goes after Montgomery still, but that's weird.
I had said to these guys before that him being, ruled in week 1 probably ruined any chance of him falling to 4 or 5 turn.
Yeah,
that's what I would have assumed.
I felt like, and I don't know, it's just a feeling, but it has seemed like ADP kind of got like locked in place like 2 days ago, and stuff isn't moving as much as it was previously. Like, no positive news seems to be like breaking through.
Well,
like Tony Jones is moving up today, and
Antonio Brown has been steadily rising in some of these drafts. There's one.
Yeah, I was on him very early in the draft season, and then the price just got too high. But
the fact that he's going now in the 5th in this last week is really interesting.
5th, that's wild to me. That's eyeball, though. I mean, he knows what he's NFL. We've got a couple of NFFC Hall of Famers in this draft. Just FYI, teams 4 and 8 are in the NFFC Hall of Fame.
Do you get your jersey hung in the rafters for that?
I don't believe you do.
Wow. Do you get a plaque?
I think you do.
Yeah. So you can hang it in your own rafters. You can hang that.
Man, 2 wide receivers through 5 rounds. Just like we drew it up.
I mean, we literally were talking receiver start, potentially starting 4 straight receivers, and then having to discuss like Javonte Williams at the 501. And instead, we are nowhere near that.
The good thing with these drafts is there's just no questions asked now. It's just.
Oh yeah, I gotta piss real bad.
And it's almost like freeing to take guys ahead of ADP because we just know we're just getting all the receivers we want. You know what I mean? Like
this is like like a 3-hour car ride. Your kids were asleep, so you really couldn't stop. 6-hour car ride, whatever. So you just had to hold it and hold it and hold it, and we are going to be ready.
We're going to rip loose
when we get a chance to piss.
We're going to do the thing where you lean back and you hold. Oh yeah.
Dude, I have to piss so bad right now, man. When I see this light blue and this green, it's like hearing a waterfall, man.
LaVisca, man, that's not ideal. I don't like team 1 with the Chubb pick. At least that's not ideal, but otherwise pretty strong.
Leone, fill people in again on the lineup requirements for this contest.
1 quarterback, 2 running backs, 3 wide receivers, 1 flex, kicker defense, 1 tight end.
No tight end premium, full point PPR.
Correct. 6 points passing touchdown.
I really wanted to get Visca.
Yeah, that would have been fun.
That would have been super fun.
For the brand.
What a surprise. That's who you guys want.
Oh, here we go with Leone.
Oh, wow.
I would have
control.
I would have taken Visca. I'm just not surprised you guys are super disappointed. One of us has to be reasonable. You guys all feed off each other and then like triple count things because you're all hearing this feedback loop.
I don't know, but I fucking love our math.
Oh yeah, there's definitely an old I want to take. You guys won't let me sure.
God damn it! You love old so much.
I know exactly who it is.
Yeah,
I would
knows who it is.
I would take him.
Is it Brandon Cooks?
No. Come on, show me a little respect, Peter.
I can't show you any respect.
No respect. Really? Wow.
I'm trying to think of what old would be in this range.
Well, he's old for you guys. I guess
he's old for us. He's not that old.
Okay, so he's like 23 or 24.
Okay,
no,
he's
like 29.
He's on the correct side of 30.
Oh, he's coming off a major injury.
Oh,
but otherwise he's spring chicken.
Modell Feckham, I'm definitely on board.
Yeah.
There's also 2 guys that I feel like, Eric Beimforce talked about this. Like, what if we're overconfident about who in like a condensed target share tree is the one to get? We've got Sutton there. We've got Debo there. Like, these guys are going 2 rounds later, the picks in front of them are sexier. The picks in front of them have more upside for sure, but
I love Debo.
That much better.
I love Debo.
This is funny, Ryan's comment. I sometimes get a little loose with the other drafters, but I always hope that they don't actually see it. But apparently I talk crap on his team on Stealing Bananas, so I apologize, Ryan.
Ryan, I'll take this one for Gretch. He doesn't apologize. Your draft fucking sucked. Do better.
Maybe draft a better team. I don't know.
Us being shitty doesn't make your shitty team any less shitty, Ryan.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like a simple fix to me. Just do better.
Hey, just because our team's shitty, I mean, just let it
go. What was this team, Ben?
I don't remember at all. We did a couple mains. And I was talking a lot of shit.
It'll be
the one we did. No one else took a receiver, more than one receiver in the first 3 rounds, and then only team 12, which at 9.12 they took their 5th receiver. They're the only other team besides us to take it more than 4 receivers in the first 9 rounds. It was very receiver light, which was nice for us. So he was one of those teams.
Ben, if you want to tell me some guys to put in the queue.
Okay.
Maybe mouth them, but don't say them. Like
this is getting into a little bit of a tough range. We're definitely seeing a wide receiver heavier draft than we would like to see.
It's vaguely annoying that Hawkinson's still there.
That's kind of that's kind of what I was saying with the Titans. They all last. Like Andrews is there, but it's just
it
is annoying because they've been going so much early on the underdog recently. They're going in like the 5th round, both of them.
Yeah, I mean, that would be a tough scene. There's one guy I've really been avoiding that I'm starting to come around to that Pat absolutely hates, but he's not an old.
I think I know who you're talking about. Does his name rhyme with Shavonta Kith?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've actually taken some of them because he falls almost to the 7-8 turn. I don't love him here.
I don't either, but
we might be forced to love him.
Yeah, fair enough.
It's that or
he's the next one after the list I put in chat, but at least one of the ones that I put in chat we can wait on.
So the ADP, like how different is the ADP? Because on Underdog, one of the guys you have in the queue goes nowhere near here.
Yeah. I think you're talking this guy, Pat, in the chat?
I'm talking BK Smart.
Oh.
Yeah, no, I sometimes I'm just throwing guys in there. I don't want to forget about them.
Yeah.
But on the ADP list, he's
okay. So I've got the updated ADP on ETR. We have kind of the updated online championship ADP. This is going a lot earlier, but his ADP there is. I just had it up. His ADP is what the fuck? Sorry, I'm having issues. Is 89 and wide receiver 39. That's last 7 days. He's not falling as much.
He's not falling back to us at the 8-9 turn.
It's possible, but I mean the receivers are just getting gobbled up. I didn't really want to take Russ there. So I'm kind of glad he's gone.
Yeah,
we need to wait on
too.
Quarterback with this.
I don't mind this. I mean, I love both Debo and OBJ here.
OBJ went.
OBJ's gone.
Oh, I missed that.
So
Debo, I love.
The guy Ben talked about Gallup. I like Gallup quite a bit.
I think Debo Gallup's a great turn here.
Debo Gallup is awesome.
Me too. I love that.
We're once again looking at
What's
clear
our
value
third?
at positions we already took, which is frustrating. Hawkinson is clear value. I think Henderson and Kareem
Live
Hunt
in the
are
present, Ben. Live in the present.
okay. I would actually take running back in the desert.
Leone, I'm going to put a guy in the. Oh, Gretch put a guy in the private chat. Can you check the ADP on him?
Oh my! Which guy?
The one name.
The most recent guy.
All right, Callaway goes. I say we tap Debo and Gallup.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think like a no-brainer. The guy that we're talking about, Pat, has the best shot coming back.
Yeah, his ADP is 105, Pat.
Okay. Then we can sit tight there.
Gallup's is 103.
This is a nice soothing piss here.
Not quite the fire hose I was hoping for, but we'll take it.
We'll take it.
We made it about an hour into our road trip, and we had to pull over to a rest stop.
Yeah.
Debo's our best ADP value for sure, and then I think we want to go Gallup, but
by ADP, it's a slight reach in that you think there's a chance he could come back, Mike.
But I don't know who we would take over him because Fuller or some other guys are reaches too.
All right, let's do Gallup. I mean,
unless you like wanted to roll the dice on Devonta Smith is like the only guy I would.
I mean, because we already have Chase, I don't know if I mean, that puts us at a risk for a pretty slow start if Chase and Smith are.
He's the target leader out of the gate for them. Okay, that's fine though. I'm good with Gallup.
I do have Smith as my third available receiver here, Leone. I do think Gallup is a better pick too, personally.
I'm good with Gallup. I like Gallup more. I was just throwing it out there because doing some DFS research for week 1, like he's definitely grown on me.
Did we decide so if there was an injury limit on our bet? Because when Amari goes down and Gallup smashes and DJ Moore beats him by like 200 points.
No, we said no injury. I said we're just letting it ride.
Okay. So Cooper's 50 points and DJ Moore's 320 are going to be tough for you.
Yeah. We'll see if you can make back that Aaron Rodgers money you were so confident about.
I mean, he hasn't started week 1 yet, although
Lewis, they're literally haggling over a dumb bet right now. I mean, what more could you want from us as far as arguing, all right? I think, honestly, I think we're just all kind of like beaten down. Like,
it's been a long fucking year of drafting.
Like, I think we're just running out of hot takes. I mean, we're all just like, yeah, it's like a 50-50. Who gives a fuck? Like,
I already got a lot of exposure to this guy. Just go with the other guy. Who cares?
You guys are just literally nitpicking a bet. So well, that's sort of true. It's also not true at all.
Yeah.
Well, I'm feeling a little feisty. I haven't been on in a little while, so.
Well, I mean, also Leone I thought we were gonna have a conversation about Jamar Chase, and Leone just fucking slammed it.
So I took yesterday off. I had it circled for weeks. I played 36 holes of golf and drank 10 beers. So that's what you're seeing from me about the subdued. I've been a little hungover. I'm a little physically beaten down from 36 holes of golf. That's my issue here.
Sam, this is the mentality you want because you and Belair can just steamroll Pat and I on you pound the table.
Oh yeah.
We're gonna
this is
over.
like
this is a perfect world.
I would never want to co-own with me more than how I am right now.
Yeah, you don't want to co-own with us. The first draft of the season is when you do not want to co-own.
Do not want to co-own with us.
The last one, dude, you want to take
That's
fucking
great.
Harrison Butker in the 14th like Davis.
Sounds cool, dude.
That's cool. I don't have much Butker exposure.
I don't have any Butker yet. Let's get a Butker share.
Davis was legit crestfallen that we didn't take Butker.
He hated it.
And then he revealed his reason why. I was like, oh, do you have like some crazy structural take? And he's like, no, man, I just like telling everyone that I never leave a draft without a chief.
So
Davis,
Sean and
quite often will have something like that maybe is sharp or maybe not, and then he always ruins it somehow.
Sean and I went back to our FBG. We were looking through our exposures the other day on a chat, and that we did with Davis on some episodes of Stealing Bananas. And we had the first kicker and the first D in that. And I was like, I don't remember specifically, but I'm going to guess Harrison Butker and whoever it was, Ravens D or something, was more of a Davis take here.
I forgot who's on it, but I'm actually on like Team Good Kicker at like
Blair.
around 16, 17.
Blair Andrews.
Blair and Davis.
Yeah. Blair and Davis.
I would take Butker.
Nah, I just had to for a second there.
I would take him at 16, 17. That's all I'm saying.
Wow.
Okay, I mean, might as well flesh this out. Why are you on Team Good Kicker?
So that he can back up his good kicker in the playoff weeks.
Ben, do you know how the playoffs work in this format? Because that's not a playoff week there, buddy. He's going to be the top scoring kicker. He's got a super late bye, and generally at that point in the draft, I mean, we've kind of gal-brained ourselves in some late round running back dart throws, and the order I'm doing them in generally just doesn't matter.
Too tired to argue with that.
Do you got wine going, Pete? I need some wine.
I do. I have some wine going. I got some red wine going.
Too. That's smart. I don't think I could drink a beer right now, but a little wine is good.
I got to pregame the Vegas trip. Don't think we're gonna be drinking enough there.
That's right. Flights leave tomorrow, huh?
Yeah, Gretch.
Flights leave
not
tomorrow.
Too late. We got a spot.
Not too late. I can
on a
go
team. Come make it, man.
I wish, man. I wish. Next year.
Aren't you on the West Coast?
I am. It's more of a pandemic-related issue. My wife's a little concerned about that stuff still, so. I mean, not the cards for me this year.
I get it.
Yeah.
Next year. Next year, I think we got to do a big blowout.
Yeah, next year will be a blowout for sure.
I need to see drunk Gretch in Vegas, walking the strip, kissing babies, shaking hands.
I've done some wild shit in Vegas. It's true. I got on top of before Hangover came out, I got on top of the roof of the Aria right after the Aria came out. We were like in college, bachelor party, right after college. One of our buddies, first one to get married, we went to Vegas.
So if you're trying to guess Ben's age, he graduated between the Aria and before the Hangover.
Right. And we found a back stairwell. We found a way through a maintenance elevator up to the floors of the Aria you can't get to unless you have a key, because you can't get there from the main elevators. And then through a back stairwell to a ladder through a hole in the roof, and literally we're on the roof.
Was it?
I actually wasn't a part of the group that found it. I went back later. I was part of the recreation group, but it worked twice.
The recreation group. How close did you get to the edge up there? Were you living
we were definitely like looking off the edge, like young and stupid. This was pre-parenthood.
Pat, you can see the queue, right?
Yeah.
When I add guys, can you order that how you would like it?
Yeah.
Could someone take Daryl Henderson? I mean, what at the 8-9? Do you not take Daryl Henderson?
I would take Daryl Henderson.
I mean, we would have to.
Robust RB. That's how you win these leagues, man.
I just want someone to take him.
I just want to have a team that the chat lusts after once again. It's been so long. Just an ideological draft that makes everyone hard. There he goes.
I mean, God, that's not the team we wanted to take him. God damn it. Actually started the draw being against Daryl Henderson in the 8. Fuck.
Yeah, the wrong team got him. Eibel.
Is he good at this? I think he's good at this.
I think this is the order I'd have it in, Leone, but I'm not. It basically like one with a bullet. I mean, but like this, I'd be okay with this. I know you like this guy.
No, that's fine. That's fine. I'm a little shaky on the guy that you have second, but I don't know. I could get there. They've had so many injuries to other guys.
I do want to clarify. We aren't team 4. We're actually team 12. You can notice up on the bar there, ours is shaded in gray there. That's actually our team, guys.
Yeah. Thanks for asking.
Yeah, no, I know there's some confusion out there.
Yeah.
But I don't know if you guys know, but we kind of just pick the best players based on whenever we're drafting.
Draft strategy is overrated.
Structural drafting is dead. Long live playing the best plays.
Every year's different. Got to just take the best players.
I feel like it's my fault. I come on a show, we draft running backs.
All of us were counting the table
Swift
for
at the
Judy
412. Swift at the 412 is such a smash. Like I love it. Who cares? We'll have a good structure later. What Leone?
I mean, Taylor Swift. Pre-draft last year were the 1-2 in this class. Both had very efficient year ones. These are guys that you want to. They are rocket ships.
If we did the draft again as NFL teams, they would also be the 1-2 then. Like they're the best. They're the most talented DIs in the class. I mean, Dobbins I think would have been right there too, pre-injury. But I think at this point it's like a no-brainer that they would be the top 2 running backs in the class.
There are scenarios where they're both top 5 backs this year, and we're just like, hey, our team's really good. We also have Travis Kelce.
Are we going to name our team Taylor Swift? It'll be so cute.
Blank Space is the name of our team.
Blank Space. You're right. We just got to shake it off. Start drafting wide receivers again.
Let's see.
You guys are gonna be so happy we drafted Jamar Chase.
Oh, God, I hope so.
Leone, what gave you a chuckle in the queue? You seemed I revealed myself somehow.
Oh no, I wasn't chuckling at your queue looks good to me.
Kobe Myers.
You probably didn't. The guys on the bottom, I'm assuming you just didn't order those guys yet.
I can't even see them because of the way this stupid queue works.
It doesn't let you scroll down.
Oh. Okay, I got it. Yeah, I'm gonna put them. Assuming like we're not gonna get. This is like kind of ADP agnostic, I guess. That's how it happens.
Start talking out loud.
Okay, so Will Fuller is our clear one. I think everyone agrees. Then there's Marquise Brown. I'm not even going to say Jarvis Landry because none of you guys won't let me take him. Elijah Moore, Rondale Moore, McCole Hardman, Terrace Marshall.
So I have it Fuller, Elijah, Rondale, Jarvis, and then Marquise. I think we're getting ahead of ourselves with Marquise.
I'm with Gretch. I like Fuller and Elijah.
Okay,
I also
I'm good with that.
Like I'm going to throw it out here. I know we're not going to do it, but I could see on this team taking the late season Michael Thomas upside. But we'll take
I'm not into it.
I want to take that on a team where I have a lot of receivers, not on a team where I have none.
Well, I think we're going to get a lot of receivers here that are all very
Also, I want to take it on a team that's not a 12-team league, but it's like a massive overall prize to first. Why?
Because we're going to get a bunch of these guys that we like to. I mean, we're just only drafting receivers that I don't know if our total receivers are going to look that much different, and then we'll have that upside at the end of the year that some of these receivers might not have. That I'm not saying we have to take them.
Yeah,
I know we're not going to take them, but
yeah, I think Elijah could legit have similar Michael Thomas upside by the end of the season.
Yeah, I'm cool with Elijah. I just wanted to get it out there that I think he was at least
get it off your chest.
Consideration.
Get your ARP tag.
I mean, Jarvis is. I want to get another rookie, but Jarvis is because we have Chase. Jarvis is just undervalued, but maybe he falls all the way back or something. Let's take Elijah. Okay, Leone, I tried to throw you a bone for an old.
I'm good with Elijah.
What I actually want to flesh this out a little bit because I've just
20 seconds.
No. We should take Elijah and then we can.
I want to flesh it out in theory when we already have taken Elijah. I don't want to debate this.
Now,
once I've gotten what I want, I want you to tell me why you wanted what you wanted.
So is the Michael Thomas take kind of just agnostic of all the kind of data points we have about him, and it's just if Michael Thomas is Michael Thomas when he returns, then he's a smash at this. Is that what it just boils down to?
Yeah. I mean, and I think I think we should take Elijah. He's better than the breakouts. We'll get the next 2 rounds, but we're going to be drafting so many receivers with the way we've structured this team that, I thought that it might be worth a swing on a guy like that who's not going to come back around. But
for me, and I know this sounds very convenient to make this point. I feel like the Michael Thomas play comes right after the Fuller and Moore in a managed league where I do think Fuller and Moore could not only give you the late hammer production that you'd be looking for from Michael Thomas, but give it to you early as well. Whereas I think then once you venture into, as much as I like, the Rondale Moore, the guys that don't have the upside to be the wide receiver one, we all like Terrace Marshall, but he doesn't have realistic paths to being the wide receiver one there. So that's where Michael Thomas becomes interesting to me. So it is hard to pass on Moore for him in that context.
Yeah, no, I'm totally good with that. And yeah, I mean, that is the case, though, is
I'm going to take an actual piss.
It's probably not worth, the risk is probably higher because we don't know he's going to be Michael Thomas when he comes back. We for sure don't know. In fact, it's probably more likely than not that he's not Michael Thomas when he comes back. But if you knew he was Michael Thomas when he comes back, he would be our number 1 wide receiver, maybe number 2.
It's fair.
Yeah. And I don't know if that's you also wonder, I guess, whoever takes Michael Thomas, I mean, there is also kind of, the roster clogger element to that too. Because not only do you have to carry him for that long. You have to carry him for a few games to see if he is what he is. Like it does suck to have that spot tied up and also have a very ambiguous payoff.
Yeah. I was also talking to Daigle the other day, and he seems like pessimistic, and he's living with Silva. They got the Underhill connection. So
okay, Underhill has
pessimistic.
Latavius wasn't getting cut, so
yeah.
Well, he was almost right. They asked him for a pay cut first. How is he supposed to know that what he's going to say when they ask for a pay cut?
What's the Daigle take, Pat? What's the Daigle Michael Thomas take?
He seems a little bit less on Thomas coming back like early than some other people.
Okay.
Some worry that it could linger longer than people are expecting is the characterization that I was picking up.
You could do a lot worse in fantasy football in betting against injuries or veterans returning from injuries. that it's like that's a tough, and it's not like he's waltzing into Patrick Mahomes as his quarterback. Like there's also a lot of uncertainty there too. I don't know. I think there's a lot of things that make him a pretty risky pick, to where it's not even when I say risky that I mean the floor, like that's a given, but I don't even know. The ceiling doesn't seem as guaranteed to me either.
Yeah, it's for sure not. I mean, if the ceiling was guaranteed, I think it would have been a smash pick.
Yeah, I mean, if Michael Thomas is on, whatever, any of those teams with a top 10 quarterback, I think it's pretty easy.
So there's still a couple guys that I really like that we can get at wide receiver. At some point, we'll have to think about quarterback, but I think we can wait a decent bit. There are some guys that with the scoring, like Matt Ryan always sticks around, and he's like pretty good for the scoring.
Noah Fant, another just absurd value here at tight end.
Yeah. I mean, I told you this is what was going to happen at tight end.
Yeah.
What do you think about in this kind of format where there is a premium on the QB stuff to get a guy like Leone just mentioned, like a Matt Ryan or somebody that could get us to a fast start, and then, playing one of the rookies as well, just then looking for that big late season hammer if the Lance or Fields, becomes legit.
Love it.
I like it. I also, at a certain point, think Burrow's upside in this format. It's really big, and obviously we have Chase.
We have the Chase bet again.
And Burrow kind of middles that too, right? Because we know he's going to start. The offense could just be really good. We already have Chase. He does feel like a nice pick, like a more juiced up version of Matt Ryan.
Yeah. I was going to say Hurts. Hurts just went. Hurts is a weird one for this format because he's not going to throw. The yardage stuff does start to hurt him a little bit more so than I think that, the touchdowns.
We continue.
I like the Burrow call here.
Yeah, I do too. We continue to get questions about the format. Let's do this once more. It is managed. Leone, it's QB, 2 running backs, 3 wide receiver, tight end, PPR, no tight end premium, 3rd round reversal, and quarterbacks get 6 points per touchdown.
Yeah.
Anything I'm missing?
One flex spot.
One flex spot.
Right.
We were apparently completely out of wine. My wife doesn't drink a lot, got pretty day drunk a couple weeks ago, hasn't replenished the wine cabinet. So I'm drinking passion guava cider.
Are you unable to replenish the wine cabinet?
I don't leave the house, Leone. When? I go to the golf course occasionally. That's about it.
Gretch, I want you to tell one of your small children to march down to the nearest liquor store, come back with a nice Cabernet, and chuck it into your hands that you grab barehanded.
They do play this game where they hide one of them hides, usually the younger one, and then the older one tells me that she went to the store, and they did that just hours ago. And I said, "Oh, she's at the store. What's she getting?" And her sister says, "She's getting beer." I was like, "Oh, good. We need some more of that." I drank it all yesterday. I didn't know 5-year-olds could get beer, but yeah, they're on board apparently with going to the store to buy some wine.
God damn, they sold it to her? You can't even play underdog, dude. What kind of state do you live in?
I know.
Yeah, quarterback's starting to feel interesting here. Also, some wide receivers are coming back. Some of the guys we talked about before.
Yeah, there's There's a couple wide receivers that if they were here, I think I'd wait on quarterback, given our low wide receiver start. But
yep.
Yeah, there's some really nice receivers swinging back right now.
I will say, so I've never done a managed one of these. I've done a bunch of best ball ones, and the quarterbacks went real early. So I guess I would be more interested than usual in taking a quarterback.
Yeah, the managed ones I've done, usually they last. I also think with Fields and Lance officially not starting, that they won't go too early. Could be wrong, obviously, but a couple of our wide receivers off our board just went too, where that's Burrow starting to look more attractive as those guys go. But like you could get someone for like Tua for like almost free, you know.
Well, it isn't. You look at the board right now, we're the only team not to have taken a quarterback. And you also wonder that helps in our favor. Like if we're capturing the end of a tier group where people don't feel comfortable reaching for their second QB.
Stafford's gone.
Yeah.
I missed that.
Welcome to the draft.
Well, you guys were talking about getting a Stafford type, I thought. I don't know. Maybe I was beat.
Matt Ryan type. Yeah.
I have a sort of an upside play for this turn that I want to try to sell you guys on.
Sorry, Fournette just won, Ben.
Oh, yeah.
Fuck. How many times do we have to get sniped on Fournette?
Well, I don't even know that I'm going to want to sell you on this because
we're up next. So
it depends if Rondale's there. So I'll just sell you on it now. We talked about Burrow. We have Jamar Chase. I know this isn't a major tournament, but we do need upside. The championship week is Bengals, Chiefs. You could take Hardman, Burrow at this turn and have a potential.
Oh,
okay. There goes that.
Rondale's the smash. Yeah. The receivers that I have in the queue are also Rager and Devontae Parker. And then I'm
Rondale Burrow.
I'm Rondale Burrow.
I'm Rondale Burrow. And I really approve this message. I'm running for the 4th district of Pensacola, Florida, and I'm Rondale Burrow.
We never did make a Rondale.
And what they're saying is not true.
They try to tell you that the Chiefs and the Bengals are playing in Week 17, but that's baloney.
Don't listen to him. Rondale Burrow sounds like he'd be in some real deep scandals. That's just the vibe I get from Rondale Burrow. I don't know.
He might also be Taylor Swift's next boyfriend. We don't know.
Peter, put up. I was someone in the comments said that I looked fit. So I mean,
hang on. Oh, I actually was the one that said my joke made him laugh hard. Sorry, which one? I can't find it. Someone said Leone looks fit.
Eli Reasons.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah.
No clue how he's so pale. Must running these 5Ks at night.
Take the
don't read the pale part. Talk about how fit he is.
Take the good with the bad.
The chat. If I've learned anything from chat, and this is kind of men in general, is we're not capable of giving each other just straight compliments. It always has to be an undercut that comes with it after.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It's just too weird to give a straight up compliment.
Oh my God.
This is what I like to see, Frank. How sick is Team 12 looking? Let's go.
I can't wait to make Ben draft Josh Palmer at the end of this thing.
What's wrong with Josh Palmer?
I was just about to say that, despite how good this has started, a lot of these guys are really good high-stakes players. They're good at playing the later rounds. We got to close this draft well. And Leone's response to my thought was that he wants to take Josh Palmer. It just hurt to hear that.
Ben's the best prospect evaluator in the land. He can't get over his bias, his preconceived notions on Josh Palmer.
I remember
to the point that we're
victory lapping. Are you victory lapping a guy who hasn't played an NFL snap?
Yes.
I'm not victory lapping. I'm saying like Ben's to the point where now that Tyron Johnson got cut, it's there's nobody there if Keenan Allen gets hurt and Austin Eckler's just.
I mean, Josh Palmer objectively does not have a good prospect profile. It's very bad.
Pat, do you know who else hasn't played an NFL snap? Like literally a fucking third of our team.
Josh Palmer could be good in that scenario, but like, yeah, those are just not bets that I like to make personally.
Chris, you keep asking me the name of this LaVisca Chenault song. It is literally a royalty-free song from a site called Storyblocks that I use to use music and not get sued from people. But I have posted it in the Discord. You said you would give me $100 if I told you it. I have literally posted it in the Discord. You can become a Discord member for as low as $5 a month, and I will share it with you in there.
Pat, you are actually a lot better.
How many years is that?
You are a lot better than me in prospect profiles and a lot more in tune with it. Is there a receiver in the first 5 rounds of this draft that has a prospect profile even really vaguely similar to Josh Palmer's? I don't think I see a single one.
The
DK
first
Metcalf?
5 rounds of
Terry McLaurin? Of our draft now.
Will sound great.
Do these players ever become superstars?
Terry McLaurin would be the answer to that question.
The best comp. Okay.
Chase Claypool had a not great,
but he's like a
prospect profile. And McLaurin's got elite speed. So it's not generally something that you want to bet on. When it's tied to a very strong quarterback, I think it's better. I don't know. I've been mixing him in best ball. I'm not like completely opposed to the idea of Josh Palmer, but I wouldn't be taking him really in a managed league. I don't think he's got that kind of home run potential.
Yeah, he'll be good in best ball. He'll have some TDs.
There, you guys heard it. We prefer Josh Palmer in best ball.
It's honestly true. I do.
We were talking we had Chris Conley on Club Top Shot earlier, and he doesn't really want to talk about football, but I couldn't resist, and I asked him about Nico Collins at the end, and a little nugget of alpha. He said, you normally don't see rookie wide receivers who just want to emulate what all the veterans are doing. And he's like, what Brandon Cooks is doing, Conley, like, he's just a very hungry learner, emulating them, doing all the right things. So there's your little nugget from Texans training camp. Nico Collins not fucking around as a rookie.
Oh, that's awesome.
But to the better and best ball point, I mean, that's why part of the reason why we draft wide receivers so heavy early and managed is because those guys, whether it's Josh Palmer's Eskridge or someone else, like there's just not much they're going to do for you in managed. Nico might be a little bit different.
Nico's a little different. I think Nico's, if you want to make a Chase Claypool or Terry McLaurin type of play, you want to do it with like a wide open depth chart and a guy who's a real physical talent, and that's Nico Collins. So I think even in manage, you can take a swing on Nico. He's a lot more interesting to me than Palmer, and like from a raw prospect profile perspective, they're pretty similar. It's just so much easier for me to see like the big time upside. The
other thing Chris said about him, Chris is what, like he's 6'3", 210. He was like, Nico's huge. He was like saying like, I look up to him. Wow. So he was saying how impressive his size and speed is. So I don't know, got me hyped on Nico.
Did he say anything about like the rotation? Like who's actually going to play?
It was like he barely wanted to talk about that stuff. I mean, when we reference names, like he just said that Nico was watching very closely what him and Conley and Cobb, this was pre-trade, were kind of doing all through the offseason. Those were the only wide receivers he mentioned. He didn't mention Anthony Miller or anything at all. And then I just saw it. Didn't they just sign Amendola like 2 hours ago?
I missed that.
Yeah.
God, they like, why are they rebuilding around cast-offs?
Yeah.
Like old cast-offs.
Yeah, it's weird. I mean, Anthony Miller must not be ready to go, right? If they felt like they could jettison Cobb, Miller be the new slot, they got rid of Kiki, so they must just be like, no shit, we need our slot guy. Let's bring in Amendola.
Right. That does make sense.
Danny Amendola. Oh my god.
Look at you guys. Beat you on a news scoop.
I feel like Ron Burgundy. I thought that was a joke. I wrote it down.
It wasn't. I did see that alert.
So there's like we're in a weird spot here where there's two more wide receivers I think I would take here before it just goes to straight like later round dart throws. And then so we might want to grab a third back here.
Right.
I was really hoping Carter slipped, but he didn't.
Yeah, I mean, he already had.
I would have been into Carter.
Carter would have been. What do you guys make of the whole stuff of him barely showing up on the Texans depth chart and continues not to really get mentioned in any
Jets?
breath?
Yeah, Jets depth chart.
Jets, yeah.
I don't know. It's so weird because he was taking like first team reps like right away, and it just kind of seemed like it was going to break right for him. I don't have much of him because he was going pretty early, but at this point, I think people are probably overreacting, and that this scenario that's playing out is probably like.
You don't
shouldn't overreact. Like,
you don't take rookies purely to start in week 1. He clearly has the most upside in the backfield, I think.
Yeah, for sure.
Ty Johnson, there's a case for too. Pat's guy. I don't think Coleman.
Yeah, I think Ty Johnson has upside. I think like the like frothy upside though is with Carter. Like if a guy takes over the backfield, is playing all 3 downs, that's gonna be Carter. I think.
If it's nice and frothy. So that was a tough run out there. Freaking Gio, White, Carter. Those are all my next best running backs.
Damien, I love Damien. He went.
Me too.
Damien was a solid option. I mean, McKissick's still there.
Yeah, McKissick, Gainwell, Penny, Hubbard.
Oh, and now Fields. And in the round prior, we got Hines, Pollard, Singletary. I mean, we are just getting hammered right now.
Well, we had to take receivers, though. It was what it was.
No, I think everything we've done to now is good. It's just you'd wish there's a lot of options here that could have been nice picks at the 12-13 for.
Yeah, there's 2 wide receivers I would still take. I have only 2 wide receivers left, and they're both available right now. I would take J.D. McKissick, I guess. Would you guys on our bill? Would you take McKissick or Hubbard?
Yeah, I have Hubbard higher. I was wondering the same. I think McKissick makes more sense for the bill.
Do you? I don't know. I feel like I guess my take is when I get that when we have those 2 locked in starters, I'm more willing to swing for the fences with Hubbard.
I mean, and the other guy is Tyson Williams is still here, right?
No, he's not.
No, he's gone. I was 10th round.
There he is. I see him now. Yeah.
I kind of agree with Peter as far as the build. Like I'm more likely to take a swing, but maybe this is probably me being okay. For me, I think Jalen Reagor and Paris Campbell are the guys.
No. Lance is still here. Do we want to miss Lance here?
I would take Reagor.
I'm also into Lance. I don't like either of those running backs enough. I mean, I would probably be Lance Reagor here, and then we just kind of rip a ton of scratch offs. I don't know.
I'm good with Lance Reagor. I'm good with Reagor Campbell. I think with Burrow in place, like
let's take Reagor for the first pick. We're at 25. I'm good at that too.
So my argument against Lance is just like we've taken Burrow. We're betting pretty strongly on Burrow, and the scoring system for Lance, like I don't think he has a chance to be quite as dominant with the. He's not going to throw for as many yards. I guess the touchdown should be there regardless of how they.
What about like the the old take about the dead zone, where like Sean's take about just taking the better player at running back, receiver, whatever. Like Trey Lance, Paris Campbell. I like Paris Campbell, but.
I can get talked off of Lance too. Also, there's not like necessarily the tournament element to this where Lance is just the massive weeks 15 through 17 home run swing.
But he is the higher ceiling play than Campbell by a lot, right?
I think I'm Lance here. They're gonna draft up all the quarterbacks late, aren't they?
It's a high scoring QB league, and I do think they are going to draft them up.
But the way the high scoring is kind of takes away the edge that Lance gives you.
No, I agree with that. But if he's a star, he's going to be a star. Lamar Jackson was still good at 6-point per pass.
Oh, yeah.
2019. Yeah. I mean, I agree with you.
Take Lance. I mean, I probably wouldn't have done it, but I love Trey Lance. So
I'm kind of pounding the table here, but after him, we're into Tua and like Zach Wilson late. There's not as much quarterback upset. Maybe Baker would have made sense later.
The question is, would we even need it? I guess. Would have been my
just go Burrow. I mean, with the QB scoring as high as it is, I think you do want quarterback upside.
Well,
I understand it doesn't help Lance as much, but you still want quarterback. If that makes sense.
For sure, but like we have Burrow. Like you can win a 12-team league with. I mean,
totally agree with that.
We took one wide receiver in the first 4 rounds. I kind of just wouldn't have minded pounding like the very last receiver that was kind of worth taking.
Yeah, but I think
I see that.
It's not the last receiver worth taking. That's silly.
I think you can I agree with that because you can push that take both ways, right? Like you could say there's another quarterback we like later, say the Mac Jones or Zach Wilson or whatever. But you can also say there's the other wide receivers we like later with De'Ami Brown, Nico Collins. Like, so I don't know. I think it's fairly similar.
I think Campbell was a fine pick there, Leone. But
listen, I have a shitload of Trey Lance. I'm not going to be upset by this pick.
No, we want you to be upset so we can tell you why you're wrong to be upset.
Ben and I are trying to be amicable on this.
No,
you told me Campbell would have been a fine pick.
I don't have the energy to fight. Apparently.
We're all beaten down.
Yeah.
Well, I do think with Lance, like Burrow's coming off an ACL injury. We've got offensive line concerns.
Right.
So it gives you another out to really strong quarterback play in a format where it matters more. And it's a pretty good price. Like Fields was already gone. Lawrence is already gone. So
the format where it matters more thing, it doesn't matter more for Lance. The way I think of that is that all the quarterbacks score more. Patrick Mahomes, if he has a Patrick Mahomes season, is going to score a lot more in this format. So the gap to him to like the Kirk Cousins that you stream gets wider. So you need quarterback upside to keep pace more in this type of league.
Yeah, but like also someone like Matt Ryan might have just as much upside as Trey Lance.
That might be fair. That's why I said Baker, and I was kind of thinking through that. Matt Ryan, Tua, who else? Like Fitzpatrick is kind of interesting.
I think a guy like Matt Ryan. I think those guys probably do have just as much upside as Lance, but like Lance kind of like sets you up, and then like his rushing sets him up, and then he just has to like catch it and dunk it with the passing. Whereas like all these other guys, it all kind of has to come together. And like one of these guys will probably score more points than Lance, but it's going to be harder for us to predict who that's going to be.
And to be fair, one of the things with Lance is he has 3 amazing yak receivers. He doesn't have to be an amazing downfield passer. That Kittle and Debo and Ayuk can make plays after the catch. Like he will have passing TDs, right?
I think so.
I hope so.
Yeah, I'm just like 100 yards passing, is 5 points, and obviously he's going to have passing TDs, but he's going to have passing TDs, but it's
a yardage too.
It's still like he's going to have less passing. The gain that he would have had isn't there on those passing TDs, and then the passing yardage, like the guys.
Cousins was the next quarterback that got taken. Does that change your opinion? We got him one quarterback before Cousins.
That does change.
No, I mean, for me, I would have never taken Cousins. I would have taken Ryan, Tua, Baker.
Right. Steelers, baby.
Let's get
these D's off the board.
I mean, I also would have been fine, like, just picking up QB2 on waivers and rolling Burrow. I mean, probably that wouldn't have been smart, but.
Leone, they want to know when you think Lance starts.
Yeah, this is a fun question because this whole, hand situation has me pretty down on him right now, even though I know I shouldn't be.
The hand stuff is like it's annoying. It's like a very good excuse for them. And then I really thought we were running pretty live for him to start week 1, and with it not happening, it's a little nerve-wracking just because their team is so good that they're just winning and there's no impetus to make the change. But I think I'd be pretty surprised if he wasn't starting after the bye week. I hope it happens sooner, but
when's their bye?
Week 6.
6. I mean, if there's one thing we can count on in life, it's Jimmy Garoppolo throwing some very inopportune pick sixes or interceptions. Like he will do that for us.
Yeah.
Like if they lost to Detroit week 1, which they won't, but if they did, I mean, that could be it right there.
Yeah. Eric, I love you, but there's no way Lance is playing week 1. He didn't even practice today. Today was the make or break day for the practice. Or it was yesterday he didn't practice. Did he practice today? Did I miss that?
Speaking of Eric, is Darrington Evans just like is he still draftable?
I like him.
Stuff, or
I think he's still draftable.
Yeah.
Yeah, my logic is it's a bet against Henry's health. If Henry goes down, it doesn't matter if he's on IR. Evans clearly becomes the guy that is worth stashing. He would be a pickup in every format, right? Like you're not playing him the first 3 weeks anyway.
Yeah, I think it's more kind of like the Michael Thomas thing we were talking about, like just starting the season hurt is just never never great.
So nice.
So I would really like McKissick if he came back.
Yeah, McKissick would be very nice.
I like Rashad Penny.
So are you? I've kind of flipped. I've kind of gone over to the Alex Collins side. You're still on Penny?
Yeah, I'm still on Penny, but.
Ooh, I like that. I want to get some Penny. I don't have much of him. Like not enough.
On the Collins side.
Yeah, I've bet on the Collins side too.
I mean, we don't have to take. It's not like one of those things I'm going to go to war about for sure.
This is the best cider I've ever had. This is really good. I'm not high on cider. Cider's usually way too sweet, but this is actually like really good cider. Incline Cider Company. Good work, guys. Passion guava.
All
right, start listing off.
I do a couple guys in the chat.
All right, so there's, I know you love Cole Kmet, but like I don't think he does it for us on this team.
Yeah, we don't have to take him. I just think he's a reason.
I think the guys you are like next. I think we need to grab a couple backs here.
I do too.
McKissick's still there
in the queue that I don't want to forget about.
McKissick's a smash if he falls.
McKissick, McKinnon, and Penny and Collins.
Ty Ghost.
And then Ty Johnson was the next for me. Justin Jackson.
I like McKinnon. I don't know. What do you guys think about McKinnon versus Darryl? That stuff.
So I like McKinnon a lot better.
Leone, we got to talk about KJ Hamler because you said there's no one good after Campbell, but like KJ Hamler's better than Campbell. So
I think his path to upside's a lot shakier than Paris Campbell's, but maybe I'm wrong. I like Hamler. I feel like there's a pretty big teardrop there. But we're probably not starting Paris right away, so it's I mean, T.Y. Hilton might just be not playing.
Oh, now you don't like the olds.
When we get back to prospect profile stuff and taking these shots and these swings, the guys can be superstars, yada yada. I mean, Pat, how good is KJ Hamler's prospect profile?
It's pretty nice. He's underweight, but otherwise he's got everything you're looking for.
All right, we got the Tang Gang ribbons.
I mean, this is a tough spot for us. I don't
know.
McKissick was the pick.
Read me off some names.
Justin Jackson, Samaje Perine, Boston Scott, Jerick McKinnon, Darrington Evans, Devontae Booker, Rashad Penny.
I have it as
Carlos
McKinnon,
Hyde,
Penny, Collins,
Rashad Bateman.
Bateman and Hamler and Diami are the best receivers for sure.
Yeah, so decent receiver options.
I have it as McKinnon, Penny, Collins, Justin Jackson. I think McKinnon is such a home run swing for any games that Edwards-Helaire might miss.
I like the
McKinnon. Williams doesn't have upside, right?
It's not so much if he has upside as if he just blocks. We're on the clock, aren't we?
Yeah, we have 20 seconds.
We got 20 seconds. McKinnon, I think. Pat, you on board with that?
I'm good with that. Yeah.
Is there a guy you like more?
I don't mind taking another one of these wide receivers here just with how gross running back is, unless we think we're really going to leave ourselves exposed.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know that we will.
At this point, it almost doesn't make a difference.
Right.
This is where we draft.
Bateman's pretty high up the ADP. He's the second wide receiver in the ADP on the.
The question is, I mean, do we?
Diami's way down.
The only risk you have with Bateman here is just that we end up just churning him right away for a running back, anyways, because we're
right. Hamler is pretty far down too. He's ahead of Diami, but.
Well, what about Kmet? You guys don't want to do Kmet? You can just quick know that if you want.
I guess we could do Kmet.
I don't know. Pete, what do you think?
I don't know that we need to because we're not tight end premium. We have Kelsey.
If we're just purely stashing these guys, is Perine any different than Alexander Madison? I mean, should we just take Perine?
No.
I would much prefer Bateman over a guy like Perine.
Oh, you want Perine now? I thought you meant later. I would take Penny over those guys personally.
All right. You got Bateman. This guy. There were 3 seconds on the clock.
No, it's fine.
Pat wins the timeouts. That's embedded in stone ever since Zach Moss, Jalen Reagor.
Brandon's on to me, guys.
See, this is why you give Leone Jamar Chase. Because then when the clock ticks down to 1, who's he click? Rashad Bateman.
Comes around.
It's an I scratch your back, I scratch your situation.
I banked that little token for Rashad Bateman
funny,
in the 15th.
I have some running backs I like that are super thin that I just like couldn't justify taking it. Like Penny would have, if we liked Penny, he would have been the guy to take there because he was the one that was clearly not coming back.
Right.
Darrington Evans, I like Elijah Mitchell super late.
Sure.
I mean, Le'Veon Bell's undraftable, right?
He's on a practice squad. He's not even on a team.
Really?
They signed him to the practice squad, right?
We're talking about
Jerick Patterson. Probably Carlos Hyde.
Yeah, he's on their practice squad.
What about Duke Johnson?
No, they said they're going to activate.
Duke Johnson's also on a practice squad.
The reports on Bell are they're going to activate him from the practice squad quick.
Yeah, so it was good for your jokes there, Pat, but it meant nothing.
Nice to get the vote of Frank, confidence from Frank here. Nothing better than a post-surgical rookie wide receivers on a run-heavy offense.
Yeah, I would have taken Hamler there over Bateman.
You take Hamler over the guy that we're dropping week 1?
Yes. Yeah, or taking the guy whose value could have gained in week 1 potentially.
Wait, wasn't this the argument we had with Davis where Davis was like,
yeah, Davis is like, I'm cutting Bateman. I'm cutting him
in week 1?
He promised to cut him.
The thesis of the play when you draft Bateman.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, Bateman is an incredible prospect. Like,
yeah.
So if we can hold him and, we actually get to see him play, I think we're going to really like what we see.
Well, we got to hold him now out of just pure sunk cost fallacy reasons.
Yeah. We made our bet. We were so convicted that we picked him at 1 second, and none of us knew who Leone was going to click on, including Leone. It's just the one that he saw first.
I thought you were going to click Penny. I was like, I guess.
Yeah.
Penny was probably next just because I had no idea who to take, and like Penny was at least like up there by ADP.
It is kind of funny. A few rounds ago, I was like, we got to lock in these late rounds. And then, I didn't help, but we got there and we're like, we don't know who the fuck we're taking. Like, it could be anybody.
We're also probably tapped out at receiver. I guess we could take more and then just drop them for running backs later.
Is the defense scoring really high here on this format? I mean, why aren't we seeing so many Ds?
It's very low. It's not quite as low as FFPC, but it's pretty low.
Okay.
Only in this
we're
draft
probably tapped out at wide receiver.
I would say so, Patrick. Mr. Let's take Rashad
So you guys are just like not allowing more KJ Hamler shares?
I mean, fine.
I mean, the thing is, like, it is a little crazy to pass up KJ Hamler for, like, I don't know, just like the dregs.
You know what's crazy? Passing up the guy Sean Siegel has on 100% of his teams. Literally 100%.
Hyper fragile running back approach. I guess we could take Hamler.
This is the thing. Everyone was upset at us that we took Jonathan Taylor and DeAndre Swift. Little did you guys know we were going to disregard the running back position to extend as as possible after that.
Just completely.
Really didn't.
Can we get our 0 RB cards back again, guys? Fucking Jerick McKinnon's our RB3. I mean, give us the card back.
Man, I'm missing so many waiver runs.
Team 1 started
in Dynasty Leagues and shit.
I kind of like half-ass put some bids in on some stuff, but Jesus, I hate the preseason waiver wire runs.
I know.
Just put them in the rookie draft and shut it down to the season.
Yeah.
Do you know what's so tilting? Seeing a dynasty waiver run where like Leone and Dink and Drewby and Davis, and I know they were all talking about it in a group me in an app that I fucking deleted like a year ago, and I didn't even know it was happening. Is that what happened?
That's what just happened to me 1 minute ago. Yeah. In a league that Leone's in. Leone didn't make any bids in this league.
I'm open to changing that for now. I didn't make any bids because I bid $100 on Cole Beasley last time. I had no money. I did get Tyson.
I didn't even know there was a last time.
No, this is the different one. The Insiders one just ran. You don't have any.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, you're feeling what I'm feeling. Reeves got a bunch of people.
First serve after, or am I done?
I think we might be screwed now.
I at least added that, so if people miss the run, they could make changes. So, oversight, there's no one good out there, but you can make some changes if you want. Should we maybe talk about what we're doing? Because I think like Harrison Butker's lock city right here at this turn.
Wait, why are the Dallas Cowboys a different color than all the other defenses?
Because it's team kicker.
Oh, that was a kicker.
So this way we don't have to have arguments come playoff time over whether or not we're going to roster a backup kicker. God, nothing. Can't even bait him on that one. Jeez, he really is.
I'm reading crazy running back names.
So not you, Gretsch. Okay. I was trolling. I'll troll you a little.
What did I do
later?
What did I do?
I just threw out some bait, and you just.
I'm just putting some deep ass.
Just waved it.
Oh, I didn't hear it. I would have definitely bet. You know that. Cole Kmet went. Is that what the bait was? Because I'm internally seething.
No, the bait was literally in response.
I'm internally seething
to a question that you asked me, and I directly responded to your question, and you lost attention and focus in the time.
That happens a lot. That happens a lot. Yeah.
I'm internally seething.
We got a ninth receiver and couldn't get an upside tight end too.
Dude, if Travis Kelce gets hurt, we're done. Okay?
We're just gonna throw in the towel on the season.
Someone took T.Y. Hilton. Like, what the fuck are we doing here?
This team can win without Kelce.
Josh Palmer. Oh, Dag Nabbit.
Yes.
Dag Nabbit.
Leone really is 86-year-old. Doggone it. Where's my burgers?
I can't wait till my teams that have a blend of youth and veteran experience just crush.
Yeah, we'll be waiting a while. Maybe a couple of years even.
A lot of the running backs we talked about have made it back. Like none of them have gone except Penny.
Yeah, because they were all horrible picks.
All right.
That's why they were terrible picks.
List me some running backs, Leone.
I'm taking Butker.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
We have Alex Collins and Justin Jackson and Darrington Evans, who are all, I think, a lot better than the other available.
Alex Collins. We got Elijah Mitchell. We got Jarrett Patterson. All right, Eno Benjamin, Alex Collins, Jamar Jefferson, Jarrett Patterson, Boston Scott, Elijah Mitchell, Samaje Perine, Justin Jackson, Darrington Evans.
All right, I still like Perine. Just fucking take Butker. I don't give a shit.
Yeah, you might as well take Butker, dude. All these running backs are atrocious.
This is the bull case I laid out for drafting Butker.
Wait, why? Do we have bad news on Justin Jackson? Are we just thinking that Latavius is going to land there?
The bad news is
you could have ran the clock down so we could have discussed the running back. You want to lock it in so bad.
You took Kansas City Chiefs defense? It's
a team kicker.
Let's fucking go. I love this pick so much. I don't have to sweat a Butker injury. Now we're
okay, baby. But now we have a low clock because Leone was so excited about that pick that he couldn't run the clock down.
Let's take Justin Jackson. I think
Jackson makes a lot of sense here.
Peter, are you okay with them overriding Samaje Perine for the third straight round?
Yeah, it's fine. You have a great take. They want to take the lower upside play. That's fine.
Okay.
I mean, Samaje Perine's a good pick too. I don't hate it.
I was fine with Perine too.
Poor Peter has been begging for Perine. Okay. You wouldn't give it to him.
Okay.
And then after the pick, you told him it would have been fine.
But I have an after the fact explanation of the pick that we made, Pete. We already have the Burrow Chase stack, so we're playing these guys to be like the new Bills and never run. If Mixon goes down, Perine's not even going to have value because we have Burrow and Chase, man.
I don't buy this take.
It is a little concerning to me that Perine didn't catch any passes last year.
Kicker Chasing. It's the show where we chase the best kickers. The kickers that help you win championships. The biggest legs. The breaking news. It's everything you've come to love and know. The time is now for Kicker Chasing. Let's get some fucking kickers.
Oh, yeah!
Oh, yeah! Harrison Butker.
How tilted is Davis right now?
You guys fucking drafted on Leone's team, but not mine? Fuck you guys.
He sounds like Cousin Sal's impression of Bill Simmons.
Doing a Cartman impression.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's draft some fucking kickers.
Let's fucking draft some more team kickers, baby.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, once you take a team kicker,
it's hard to
it's hard to muster the energy for the rest of the picks. Maybe this is why we say
too early.
Yeah, it's kind of like I guess this draft's still going, huh?
Do we have to finish? Unbelievable.
We've signaled we're done when we took the team kicker. We were good.
That was the top signal.
I guess if you guys want to keep going, it's okay.
My favorite Samaje Perine fact is he used a magician to propose.
Oh, that was a
to
cool
his
video.
fiance. Yeah, it's a good video. If you guys want to check that out,
I forgot that was him.
it was. It's really good.
I wanted on the record I got my own cider, Belair, in case anyone noticed, for the first time all off season.
What are we drinking? This is the same one?
Yeah. Incline Cider Company. Best cider I've ever had. Why would I go anywhere else?
Are you a paid influencer for?
Yeah, Ben.
You do. Have
He didn't play that very well. They were like,
Bring it in the chest.
It doesn't work if they know, so just be cool.
I'm hungry.
I'm hungry too. My
I'm
wife
hungry,
made casserole. I'm excited to eat it.
You guys want to go get pizza after this?
Yeah, let's get it.
Yeah, dude.
I would love
What do you guys-
pizza. And a
You guys
beer.
cool with pepperoni?
I'm fine
I
with
was like
that.
a good
Can we
pepperoni.
just get
Leone,
one
how good
cheese?
are those wings at this place that I keep hearing about? Like the Barstool guys made a big deal about it, but people I've seen like multiple other references. Are they good?
They're different. They're very good, but they're like not like your normal way. They say they're not breaded, but they feel like almost breaded. Like it's I don't know. It's a different experience. So
Okay.
I like them, but not like quite as much as the hype. Just because
Sure.
I don't know. It doesn't seem like. It almost feels like a different category to me than chicken wing. But
You guys should come. I think I'm gonna go to Buffalo a weekend this year. I'm looking at the Monday Night Football game where they play the Patriots, but I'm gonna probably go for the weekend. We should all come out. Pat, Gretch.
I mean, that sounds
good, man.
awesome, but it's not something that I'm going to go with stealing signals. I just didn't write it that week.
I know a
1 hour
great little-
flight.
Gretch. I know a great.
let's
craft
invite-
room that
Got to
you-
invite Dave because we're doing the waiver wire.
I can write
podcast.
stealing signals in Leone's craft room on Monday morning.
Yeah.
Oh, man. That's fantastic.
And
There'll
then
be
we
a
can just do it from the parking lot.
if you write from that
I'm
room,
listening to you, Pat.
every signal
you
guy
know that.
will be over 30 years old, Gretch.
Oh, God. It will immediately have me on AJ Green again.
The signals will all be past production from 2018.
All right, guys. Alex Collins still on the board. Do you guys hate him that much?
No,
No, I love Alex.
I don't hate him at all.
You know-
Darrington Evans and Samaje Perine still on the board. We got
If
a couple
Samaj-
of good
if
options.
You guys try to.
Who-
I will literally hit in broadcast if P Ryan's here and we don't take him.
Wings, Elmo's. Someone said Duff's is pretty good too. Duff's is like the better of the two touristy ones. Duff's
Were you just
versus Anchor
looking
Bar.
these up on Yelp before you address this, Leone? What's with the delay here?
Hassan is coming to Buffalo.
So
He's
he's
3 hours away.
He also said,
Why haven't
prepare
we
to
met
die.
up before,
That,
Hassan?
that was an actual death threat. Sleep with one eye
Yeah,
open.
he did say prepared to die.
Sleep with one eye open because I don't know where that came from.
Wait, isn't that
This is
from
like-
what's that? Princess Bride. My name is Antonio Montega. Prepare to die. Like what's,
No one has put out more death threats that we've allowed on this channel than
Yeah.
Hassan.
Hassan has a way of making death threats cheeky and fun.
Yeah.
I don't know. He like
Oh, no,
all
oh,
caps
no,
said,
me.
like
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, buddy.
My hand was hovering over the in broadcast.
Yeah, he was thinking about it. He was thinking
Wing
about
Nuts is the place we were talking about. Run the bases. Gabriel's Gate's very good. I like Barbill. Barbill is my. I think those are the best. It's Barbill.
it. Oh, he handcuffed Mixon. I mean, you,
Can't
Gotta
fault
get
the guy
those
for that.
Oh, we're at the Le'Veon Bell portion of the draft.
should we get
We're at
Marlon
the
back?
point where it's like kind of hard to even knock that pick. Dude, Jarrett Patterson, right? Isn't he like a guy
Yeah.
Sean likes?
Yeah, he is.
Yeah,
Yeah, he
that's
is.
Went to the University of Buffalo. I'm sure he knows his chicken wings.
I wondered why you had said Patterson so many times. He's a University of Buffalo guy. The only young guy Leone can get on.
Yeah, I wish you could see my teams, and it's like all rookies and
Yeah, you
sophomores.
say this
except for,
every
like,
time,
three
and then we
guys.
draft together, and every time you're like, AJ
Look
Green.
at our team.
So hang on.
Taylor,
So Leone, are you just trying to get exposure to these old guys that you rank high at our expense? Is that what you're telling me? Then you go draft these beautiful young
I'm
teams?
saying like I'll mix it like Odell Beckham there, or like maybe I would have taken, if DeAndre Swift wasn't there, I would have taken Julio Jones at the 4-5 turn. Like,
sue me.
Yeah, sue me. University at Buffalo. Okay, buddy. Guy's calling me out because I said fuck you, whatever.
Know your history.
My dad's an alumnus. God damn it.
that had big I drive a Dodge Stratus energy right there. Like that's an alumnus.
So okay. I know you guys would 100% take Judy and Ayuk ahead of Julio. Assuming those guys were gone, I went really wide receiver heavy. Like, is Julio really that bad at 4-5? Like, this guy's saying vomit.
No, he's fine. I've taken him there. If I get AJ Brown, I'll take Julio. I'll go for that stack, play for the condensed offense. I don't think it's gross. It's just hard for me to do it in most situations.
Okay.
I would just take Visca.
Common ground. You would take Visca over Julio?
Probably.
There's just a philosophical gap that we
Gambler. It's just a philosophical gap that broke your brain for a minute.
It did. Like, what? That's wrong.
Is Alex Collins still available?
Yes.
Yeah,
Alex is the only one that made it back.
All right.
And Jarrett Patterson. We could take both of them.
And Diami Brown.
And KJ Hamler didn't make it back by 2 picks.
You should take Diami Brown.
It would have been so great to pass on Bateman and then take Diami Brown here. That seems like it was probably the play.
I think we should still take Diami Brown.
I think we should still take Diami Brown too. And if we, after a couple of weeks, we want to cut him, we'll cut him.
Someone did a tweet, bullet list where one of the bullets.
I'm not trying to be rude and cut you off.
Did they seriously? I hate those tweets.
Alex Collins or Jerick Patterson.
But I think Alex Collins. I would go Collins Patterson here probably over Brown. Patterson's like a similar play to Brown, but at running back, same offense.
Well, it's not similar because week 1 with Curtis Samuel banged up, Diami Brown could just go nuts right away.
Yeah, that's what I like about it. And if he doesn't, we can move on.
Yeah,
but
we could just drop
Patterson could also play more than we think. Like, he had a great preseason.
Well, if he plays more than we think, we can pick him up. Like, he's not going to – unless Antonio Gibson gets hurt week 1, which is possible, it's still not going to matter that much. Whereas Diami Brown could just, be like – do.
I'm fine with Diami.
Yeah, I'm fine with Diami. So, this is my issue, Pat. This which pairs perfectly with QB as a separate bullet
Should we take a defense?
Triggered me so much. Why isn't this just –
do you guys want to take a defense and then punt the decision? Or no? There's Bills, Cleveland Browns.
Wow. Yeah.
Hang on, Leone.
Once you see it, Pete, Leone, you can't unsee it.
We're on to bigger important things here. This is a great Pat.
So this really triggered you, huh?
I can't believe that. Like, you don't make a parenthetical a separate bullet point.
I just did.
Also, shouldn't that be a semicolon, not a period, if we're going to do
That's a really fucking good tweet. I missed that one, Pat.
No,
how does that only have 8 retweets? Get out there and retweet that.
I'm not touching it. Do you see I didn't even fave it? I'm not letting this engagement farming get to me.
I'm putting parentheticals as bullet points in the rest of my tweets for 2020.
That is big peacock right there.
That is pretty funny.
Until kickoff, every tweet's getting a parenthetical.
Like this, if you want to make that point, just do parentheses, great fit with Ryan Fitzpatrick. Don't do the parenthetical.
The whole point is
what are you saying? You just said to do parentheses. Great.
No, so that I'm saying just write dash great fit with Ryan Fitzpatrick.
The parenthetical belongs on the same line as the big play skill set.
Exactly.
Well, it was you know what it was? It was a one you indent one further and then it's below, but you can't do that in Twitter. That's all. Yeah, that's all I'm going for.
Well, you could have just deleted the bullet point though and still done it on the next line, and it would have been fine.
No, that's true. That's true. But you know what? I like this better. I think it looks better.
Don't defend it.
Did I just spell a parenthetical wrong?
Yeah, you sure did. Nope, leave it, dude. Leave it.
Nope. Everyone go favorite this.
Everyone go favorite. It's got to get more favorites than the original tweet. We got to beat 211 likes.
I need to get 212 likes.
You got to like it yourself.
Oh my god.
We should have.
Oh yeah, I did say 2020 as well instead of 2021. It's always, you know what? It's always going to be 2020.
You just put the link in the chat. Engagement farming.
Wow, dude. Wow. That was the most hypocritical thing. Oh, look at this guy just trying to get likes. Okay, here's the link. Go like this right now. I need you to like it. Oh my God. Come on. What do you got? Like paid promoters in here too?
Thank you, Frank. I appreciate it.
Liking the tweet.
All 211 of you, please tell us that you liked the tweet as well.
Oh my God.
I liked it.
We need those comments to roll in here on YouTube.
Pat's gonna spite like it.
I'm gonna spite like it.
Guys, what are the odds Rashad Bateman would have got?
Easy. Oh, I love this. Andrew D. Giving the parenthetical underneath. Easiest retweet. Parentheses. I mean, that's a great response.
He needed to give a bullet point with it, though.
Yeah, that's true. Wow, you're doing numbers already, Pete. I'm starting to get a little nervous.
So, yeah, the other one, Davis had his hot take, engagement farming tweet for the season. He leads with fucking Zach Ertz as his number one hot take. It's like, what the fuck are we doing here?
That's pretty good. That's really good, actually.
We're just going to pick up a tight end later on in the season when we need it, right?
I mean,
can we take Big Dick Parham? Oh, no, we can't.
Dude, he's popping in the PSM.
We can't because we have to take a defense. God, what are these restrictions?
Oh, Pete, did you see he sent a second tweet with a bullet that he missed?
I missed it.
And he declared early for the draft. Truly a great time to be alive. That's I love it. You need an early declare in there instead of the.
Yeah, it should have been. Obviously, that would have been a better version of the tweet for sure.
The drama built up with the ellipses there.
It's a stupid platform where you say thoughts real quick. What are we gonna care about?
Dude, Pat, I know you. You spent at least 30 minutes on this.
No, I didn't. I honestly didn't. My thing with Twitter is that I fire him off. I honestly don't.
Dude, because Amico's
I don't like Twitter very much.
With the replies turned off.
Oh,
and he'll say something egregious, and I get so tilted.
I
quote tweeted him. I don't mind it, but he says something. Like he almost says something even more flagrant than he would normally, knowing people can't reply. And I like
it is a little tilting sometimes.
It works me. I get worked up.
I was a little worried about it.
You get worked up?
Times I did that.
Leone? No.
Is everything going okay? The replies off is.
It's good. It's Twitter. It's your experience. Do what you got to do for your mental health. But
just put a parenthetical in there, dude. If you're gonna, you just feel better about the whole tweet.
I just feel like you shouldn't be fishing if you're gonna turn the replies off. You know what I mean? It's I'm gonna turn the replies off and be like
the whole point of tweeting is to get the dopamine rush of engagement. So if you don't want. And this is me a lot. I don't even shit post that much because I don't want to deal with the replies. If you don't want to deal with the replies, just don't post.
Well, I
did turn them off one thing today where I didn't feel like explaining something. I tweeted something about our ceiling projections, and I'm like, I don't want to deal with stupid questions. I'm too busy today. I'm turning the replies off because I don't have the self-discipline to not reply back.
What I do is I'll tweet it, then I'll reply back to everything for 5 minutes, and then I'll just mute the thread and never think about it again.
Mute the thread is the way to do it. If you're
it's incredible.
I mainly mute threads that I get tagged in, where I'm just I don't want anything to do with it.
Anything that I tweet that goes remotely viral, I mute the thread, and I have no idea what happened with it.
Just goodbye forever.
Yeah. If someone brings that up 6 months from now, well, oh well.
So you guys aren't like Davis. You're gonna go back and delete all your bad tweets just because you don't want to. You can't.
I've got a lot of bad tweets out there.
Me too. Don't we all?
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you can't handle the heat, get out the kitchen.
Leone's losing it, dude.
It's been a long week. My office is like 900 degrees. Slept much.
It's been a long draft season, guys. It's been a long fucking draft season. But we love you all. And we've had a lot of fun.
Oh, the Panthers.
That's great.
I said I suggested taking defense at the last.
D, man. That's my D.
What are the Cardinals a good defense? What's the defense with a late bye week so we can be lazy on the wire? The Colts.
Kevin, we're trying to move on from that. Thank you for your dollars. We tried to.
What's the Komet Moss thing?
This huge Noah Fant. It was Moss.
It wasn't even Komet Moss. It was Fant Moss.
You're right.
Komet Moss is like
a
combination.
Moss, Edmonds, Komet. Yeah.
So he's actually both.
He's advocate for both the late picks.
I love it.
He likes both the late picks better than both the early picks.
I love it. That's actually great.
All right, that's a good
genius bit. Well done.
That's what a true piss boy does, is they just vacate one of their mid-round picks.
What was I smirking about? I see a new comment in the private chat. I look over. I wish I could screenshot and put this on the screen for all the audience. I look over. I'm like, oh, we got to talk about the defenses. Leone has a comment in here. It just says, fuck your smirking, Gretch.
You are. Like this for like fucking
you
10
are.
minutes.
Am I smirking a lot?
You were sitting here like this while we were all talking.
I'm tired. Too much sun yesterday,
You need
man.
to pick a defense. Saints, Chiefs, Chargers. I like Chargers.
Yeah, hey, chat, tell us some defenses.
I like
Week 1 matchups.
Leon, can you scroll down on the draft board? I can't see half these names.
Oh.
Never mind.
Just crack rocked it.
Just crack rocked
it with the Chargers.
It's 105 degrees in the sauna/craft room there in Buffalo.
Dude, we got to put on. We need some changes in this household.
Yeah, I guess we got to win some tournaments. Get you an AC unit.
Well, the thing is, it's so
I'm
loud.
too much sun, and then in parentheses, you're on 10 beers. That's a really good callback to earlier in the parentheses.
All right, let's recap this team. What did we do?
We decided receiver is deep, so you can wait on receiver. It's kind of like the crux of this draft and the thesis behind this draft.
How was I smirking? Was it like this? Can I smirk while you do this?
I think it was the other hand. And no, you didn't look quite so dumb as you do now. Jeez, dude. Is someone else going to recap? Is it like on me?
No, it's on you. It's on you. I'd like to put my feet up.
I mean, Travis Kelce, alpha play. Jonathan Taylor, alpha play. A.J. Brown, alpha play. I mean, we could have passed on
Keep going.
Keep going. Come on, man. What was the DeAndre Swift?
But the biggest alpha play of all was when I overruled you guys and fast clicked Jamar Chase. Jamar alpha play Chase. There's like a 98% chance I'm going to get an angry text because I was loud and making noise.
Kids are asleep. I get those texts.
What would you say the Joe Burrow pick was, Leone?
You know, there's people out there that are worried about the offensive line. They're worried about the knee. What they need to be thinking about is the fact that this is an alpha play.
What do you think about taking the Kansas City Chiefs team kicker where we did, Leone?
Showing the room that you are unafraid to bully them around and say, hey, my kicker is going to outscore your kicker every goddamn week. I don't know if there's more of an alpha play than that. And get this one. How about clock running out, randomly picking on Pat's favorite player? That was a bit of a beta player there.
Oh my god. Oh my god, guys. We did it. A full season. I feel like
what was the other one Leone took first before letting us decide?
Chase.
It was Chase.
No. Oh, the kicker. The kicker. When we needed the minute to talk about our running back. That was a huge alpha play.
Yes, I feel like Gretch, remember when we did the stream back in, it must have been
January.
Early February, right?
No, it was January.
Was it January when we had full on Top Shot brain? I thought that had carried over into January.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Sorry, I thought you were talking about our first draft.
Draft. Yeah, no, we looked at that team the other day. It's absolutely fire.
Fantastic.
It's so good.
Pull it up,
dude.
All right, I'll pull it up.
While you pull that up, I'm drafting
it.
more teams early in every single format next year. Like that's
me too.
Like that. I look back on my teams, even with some things that broke bad. My teams are so much better earlier.
They're so good.
Yeah, because you talk to smart people. I mean, good for you.
Got good projections to get me.
You have it.
Is this the Demetric Felton team?
It's the Demetric Felton team.
Yeah, it's the Demetric Felton team. Yeah.
I found it. 1 sec. I'll get it up.
That is the only pick that.
And we drafted this team. All right, we drafted this team.
I wrote a Substack on it. I could tell you.
From the 7 slot. George Kittle at 7. But it doesn't matter when you're getting Gibson. You're getting Lamb in the fucking 5th. You're getting
Ayuk in the 7th. Pitts in the 9th. This was Kittle and Pitts.
Lamb in the 5th. Ayuk in 7, where he should be going. That's great.
Terrace Marshall on the 18th. Gus Edwards in the 16th.
Pitts in 9.
Dude, Demetric Felton in the 17th. I mean, imagine passing on him for
round
8.
This is pre-draft.
And 2 really good quarterbacks still.
This is pre-NFL draft, so like Pitts just wasn't steamed like he eventually became.
Wait, what contest is this?
This is just a $35 best ball.
Just $35.
Oh.
I thought it was a.
Let us have it, Leo.
Wait, scroll up. It's I thought it was. Oh, it is $35. I thought it was a $77 or something.
No, it's a $35 best ball. But as a point, as a reason to say we should draft a bunch more teams early next year, I think it's a pretty decent data point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would have really laughed. It was a best ball double up, but thankfully it's not.
I mean, it's great evidence when we say in the offseason to draft young guys earlier. Everyone rose. Gibson in the 3rd, Lamb in the 5th, Pitts in the 9th. It was all young dudes who were way higher. Pat was making great points late to target these rookies that no one even knew their names yet. That's when we did Terrace House on the show because we were because Terrace, not Terrence.
Yeah, exactly. You were like, Terrace Marshall, huh? And we were like, oh, yeah, Terrace. And then we had a whole Terrace House tangent. Like, we didn't know Terrace Marshall's name.
Yeah.
Like that's how early it was. So, yeah, I think the biggest thing is, like, it's so easy to realize that, like, when these guys go second rounds and then there's a training camp, they're going to be, like, 11th round picks pretty much every time, you know? So.
Well, it's hard to get in the big contest that early, but even like the week after the NFL draft, like I know you guys don't like Najee, but like after the NFL draft, he was still going in like the 3rd round. Like people react directionally, but like they get the magnitude wrong, you know, like.
But I'll also say
point.
something about this that relates to the drafts we're doing right now, which is that young players gain value. I understand that it's different with what we're talking about now, but like it's always the young players that hit. I was looking at a draft from last year, and it was T. Higgins and Claypool at the late rounds. I think we talked about this in a recent week. But, like, the guys that can gain 10 rounds of value are first, second year, third year players. It's not drafting every player that Leone would tell you to draft, basically. Like, it's none of those players. He was nodding yes, and then I just hit him with that.
I mean, that's fine. You guys can misconstrue and create this narrative that's easier for you to tear down because you're not as intellectually strong.
Are you ordering buffalo wings right now, Leon?
Am I doing what I'm doing and you're doing what you're doing?
He's getting buffalo wings.
You got it.
He got called out.
Right now, were you ordering food on your phone?
I wasn't, but I was thinking about it. Dude, I got to go to bed. Oh my God. Taking kids to school / one kid, not kids. But, oh man, Ben, that life, you've got multiple.
I do. I have tomorrow, first day of school out here. And then Monday, first day of school for the kindergartner, her first day ever, Miss Preschool. That's going to be a trip.
Wow.
I was really worried about Micah because he didn't do daycare, anything ever. Missed preschool, had his first day of preschool, and it went super well. I was like,
that's great. Happy. I'm hoping to hear that next Monday while I'm writing signals for 75 hours.
I'm a little worried that Gretchen's going to get a call from a teacher and saying your child insists on throwing the other kids beers throughout the day.
There's going to be a lot of weird behavioral things like that. She spent way too much time around me in the last year. Not enough time around kids her own age.
All right, let's land the plane. We're too loopy to continue doing this. It has been an absolute journey from the Demetric Felton stream to our Top Shot stream where Ben had to slap us silly just to talk about football, to many draft streams throughout the year. Of course, kicker chasing, bickering with Leone, all of our main event teams with the fellas from the Discord, our underdog drafts, our hot best ball summer with Eric Beimfor, our strategy sessions with Sean Siegel. Just an absolute ton of fun, massive year for ship chasing. We're closing in on 2,000 subs. I don't know if we hit that tonight, maybe get close, but thank you, honestly, sincerely, to all of you guys. We've had an absolute blast. We're going to have a massive season. We're going to see a ton of ship chasers up at the top of the leaderboards when we round into January. So, for Ben Gretsch, check him out on Stealing Signals. His Substack is firing right now. We got Pat Crane, the man from Big Peacock. We got Michael Leone over at ETR doing the projections. You can find me on my YouTube channel doing DFS content. We love you, Ship Chasers. We will be back next Wednesday with our first waiver wire show of the year. Hopefully, it will be more organized than last year, but no promises. We'll see you in a week, and hopefully we'll see some of you guys in Vegas.